Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Stock Market with a free Dow analysis for you for the trading session dated Tuesday, 5th of April, after Tuesday's closed in New York and before Wednesday's open. This is my main wave count for the Dow on a daily chart, and I'm expecting that we're in the end of an intermediate C wave, which is subdividing as a 5-wave impulse, to end a primary wave 2 zigzag when this upwards movement is over, and we may be getting close to the end. When it's over, we'll see a big trend change for the Dow and a lot of really strong downwards movement, which must take the price to new lows. When we have that trend change confirmed, we'll have it confirmed by movement below this big wide blue channel on the daily chart. We may have to wait a couple of weeks for that once we suspect that we have a trend change, but I think that using this channel as Elliott intended to confirm a trend change is a really good idea at this stage. It's a very big trend change, and even if we wait for movement below the trend channel before we expect we have confirmation, there would still be a long way down to go. We have an overshoot in the 4th wave position of this big wide blue channel that may indicate to us an overshoot to come on the opposite side of the channel for this 5th wave. I have my target for upwards movement, which may be just a little bit conservative and that it may be a little low. I'm kind of expecting at this stage, considering the structure we have unfolding here, that it may actually end towards the upper end of this target zone. At 12,573.34 points, that's where wave C black in its entirety, beginning down here, will reach 0.618, the length of wave A black within this primary 2 zigzag. And at 12,661.1 points, that's where wave 5 blue, beginning down here, will simply reach equality with wave 1 blue. So that's a reasonably small target zone, just over 87 points to the upside. This wave count is invalidated with price movement above 14,198.1 points. Taking you now to the first of my 2 hourly charts for today, where the low for 4 blue down here is this point down here. This was my main wave count for yesterday, slightly different from yesterday. We have a short little first and second wave at green degree, and now we still don't have the end to wave 3 green. Within wave 3 green we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 over here, and probably working on the early part of wave 5 orange to end wave 3 green. I had expected to see a triangle complete for this 4th wave correction, but that's certainly not the case now. We can't see that as an A, B, C, D, E, because this obviously moves beyond the end of what would be C, so there is no triangle in there. It's not a simple flat correction though. I expect we have here a double combination, an ABC zigzag labelled W purple. The 2 structures in this double are joined by a zigzag in the opposite direction labelled X purple, and here we have a flat ABC downwards labelled Y purple. The subdivisions fit for this labelling quite nicely. I've checked that carefully on a 15-minute chart. If this is correct, then we've just seen the first wave within wave 5 orange and a second wave correction downwards. When I look at this little piece of movement here on a 15-minute chart, it certainly has a really nice impulsive look, and this little piece of downwards movement may have been over here. It has a nice corrective count of 7, so I've labelled this as a first wave and a second wave. Any further downwards movement to start tomorrow's session may not move beyond the start of wave 1. This wave count has a very close by invalidation point. It is invalidated with movement below 12,353.34. If this main hourly wave count is invalidated, we should use the alternate hourly wave count that I'll flip to next. The short-term target for upwards movement is 12,629.55 points, and that's where wave 5 orange, beginning here, if it's not complete, will reach 0.618, the length of wave 3 orange. Importantly, this 3rd wave is a little shorter than this first wave. There's no Fibonacci ratio between waves 1 and 3 orange, so that tells me it's more than likely we're going to expect to see either a relationship of equality with 5 and 3 or 1, or a Fibonacci ratio between 5 and either 3 or 1 orange. So that's why I have this little target, and that's also why I'm expecting that my target on the daily chart we may see movement into that zone, and it may end at the upper end of that zone. If tomorrow we see movement below this point, 12,353.34, then we should use this alternate hourly wave count. It's all exactly the same to this point here, and thereafter, instead of wave 1 within wave 5, this may have been wave 5 complete over here. This is absolutely technically correct. We could have had the end to this third wave. If that's the case, we would expect the fourth wave to breach the little trend channel that contains this impulse up for wave 3 orange. This is drawn using Elliott's technique, a trend line first from 1 to 3 and a parallel copy on 2. When this impulse is over, we should expect price to be breaching it. Movement below 12,353.34 will give confirmation of this wave count, and at that point we should expect further downwards movement to end this fourth wave correction. A couple of possibilities for it. It may end around the fourth wave of 1 lesser degree, which is this low reached yesterday, but that seems a little unlikely and it would seem a little brief and shallow. We really would expect it to breach this trend channel. And a pretty likely place for fourth waves to end up is the 0.382 Fibonacci ratio of the third wave, and that's at 12,121.64 points. Once we know the length of A within this fourth wave and we have the end of B, we can use the ratio between A and C within wave 4 to calculate a more accurate, more likely end for downwards movement. For this wave count, the invalidation point's a lot further away. I wouldn't expect this fourth wave to be very deep. It may not move into wave 1 green price territory. This wave count is invalidated with movement below 11,705.41 points. So my main wave count expects price to go up, but if it doesn't do that and if it breaches down through this point, my main wave count's invalid and we should use this alternate and expect price to comfortably breach this trend channel and move down to this point. What does seem most likely is we're going to get quite close into that target zone, probably towards the upper end. The upwards trend is incomplete. We do not yet have a complete and satisfactory impulsive structure from that low labelled wave 4 blue. We still need more upwards movement, and we're probably going to see it for most of next week, at least. That's all for me today with your Dow analysis, and I hope that everyone else is having a fabulous day.